Okay, so here we are, and welcome to the Spiritual Wellbeing Centre in Armidale. And may your day be progressing and opening up and bringing experiences that enhance your journey. Take a few moments to engage your body consciousness and request that it becomes a part of this meditation and that it puts everything else on hold. Our relationship with our body consciousness is an ever unfolding and expanding experience. So that spark of soul that is so much a part of your awareness and your consciousness, that which is listening to my voice, and that which chose to sit in meditation, that consciousness, that spark of soul, is incrementally and slowly over many, many lifetimes building a greater rapport with the earthly vehicle, which it will use during this incarnation, and then the earthly vehicle that will be built upon the experiences of this incarnation for the next incarnation. We are slowly building rapport and cooperation and coordination with our earthly vehicle. So speak kindly, think kindly with regard to your earthly vehicle. Love your earthly vehicle. Know that it is absolutely the mechanism by which you express on the earth in every incarnation that you have. This is a very, very long-term relationship. So send love to your earthly vehicle and see if you can register a change. See if you can register some response from that vehicle. And you may feel a shift in energy. You may feel a sense of peacefulness. You may feel warmth, love. The long-term relationship between the spark of soul and your body consciousness is a key attribute of your long incarnational journey. It is the method by which your soul evolves into more functional physical expression. It is the way in which your soul evolves the capability of being in form. And so this expands the expression of the soul into more dimensions with greater quality in more dimensions. This gives the soul the ability to bring love to more dimensions, to assist the expansion of love in more dimensions. So relax, be at peace, feel love, express love. So Father, Mother, God, creator of all things, we ask for blessings on this time of meditation. We are a small but significant component of all that you are. We are a part of the mechanism by which you experience form and by which you expand your capability to bring love to form, to bring love to more dimensions. So our evolution is a part of your evolution. Your vibration is raised when we raise our vibration. So we thank you for this opportunity. And we welcome all the beings of the light that support us in this endeavor to become more capable expressors on more dimensions. So those members of the hierarchy, those members of the angelic realm, and the other beings that occupy higher dimensions of consciousness, that have an interest and consider that which we do and be on the earth, collectively as humanity and individually. We welcome the consideration and contribution of all beings of the light from all the places, times, dimensions, and realms. And we are grateful. So contemplate that all things have consciousness. All things may not be as self-aware as a human. So the things in the lower kingdoms, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, those physical expressions of which we are much as well, a physical expression of something greater, a physical expression of that greater thing that they are. So the trees, the rocks, the birds, the butterflies, many of these things as an individual manifested component, such as an individual tree, probably don't have the degree of self-awareness that a human does. A higher being of which they are a part. So the species of tree that they are, the life that sits behind and expresses as individual trees, may be more self-aware. Only self-awareness in physical expression. It's not such an easy thing. Only we humans have that capacity. So consciousness has different dimensions. And so the number of dimensions that humans have access to sits at its greatest point around 42. For the majority, it's closer to 35. And many are accessing much less than that. For it takes many incarnations and much effort and much spiritual pilgrimage to access the higher dimension of consciousness. And so evolution is much about accessing higher dimensions or more dimensions of consciousness, usually higher. For humans, it is higher dimensions of consciousness, usually. So the dimensions of consciousness go all the way down to the dense physical, down to the atomic level, an atom in the dense physical. An atom in the dense physical has consciousness. It has evolutionary potential. Not in the same way as a human, not in the same way as an animal or a plant or a mineral. All these are greater accumulations of lives, greater coordinated accumulations of lives. You take life and consciousness all the way down to the atom. Look at all the forms that there are on the earth. Each one is a more or less organized accumulation and coordination of smaller lives. Contemplate that everything is evolving and that the time frame is inconceivable. Only everything is consciously operating. And the physical expression is our opportunity to see this, experience this. All is about the attractive potency of a light. So consider the nucleus of an atom. It has the potency to attract electrons, so other particles that make it more than it would have been. And then some other life will have the potency to attract those atoms together into a compound. And then some other life will have the ability to attract those compounds into some higher form, such as a crystal or tissue within a human or a plant or an animal. A human has the attractive capacity to bring into its ring past not its extent of expression many, many millions, trillions of lesser lives. And humans eventually will form much more coherent groups of humans. And eventually humanity will express much more coherently. And humanity itself is a component of a much larger life called the Earth. So the Earth as a life has an infinitely greater attractive capacity for lesser lives, smaller lives, littler lives than a human does. And so does a solar system have an infinitely greater capacity to attract smaller life than a planet. And on it goes. Everything has consciousness. If we become aware of this, we can build a much greater relationship with our earthly vehicle and all the lives that exist within our earthly vehicle. We can become much more coordinated with greater capability and capacity to function. Eventually we turn that towards service to others, to radiating love, expressing love. And these are all parts of our evolution. Our consciousness eventually expands to the point where we come in contact with and are able to use those dimensions of consciousness which link us to all other humans and eventually to all other life on the planet. This expansion expresses largely as a knowing. Information can tell us that it is true. And only we as an individual can grow into the levels of consciousness, expand into the levels of consciousness which allow us to know within our being that we are a part of something greater. We are a smaller part of something quite incredible. And so different atoms and molecules that come in contact with us as a human will go through a similar experience, and whatever level of consciousness they are working at, they must experience an attraction and a shift in their existential experience that says to them, I'm a part of something greater. Not in those terms, not in those words. No doubt in ways that are incomprehensible to a human. Only it absolutely constitutes consciousness. All things are drawn towards expanding their consciousness, becoming a part of a greater light, and so becoming more capable through that experience of being a coordinating larger light. And contemplate that it is so natural and we've been doing it so long that we don't even realize we're doing it. Coordinating life. We don't have to do it consciously. This is a part of our long incarnational journey. And the memories that are built into the permanent atoms that come together in every incarnation to help construct the form that we are to inhabit over the period of that incarnation. contemplate that consciously. If we understand and engage with the idea that every part of our earthly vehicle has consciousness, then we can greatly enhance our experience on the earth and begin to learn how to modify that experience with all these lesser consciousnesses, not lesser in terms of value, lesser in terms of their capacity to attract and hold and create something that is more substantial. We may enrich our lives through the knowledge that everything has consciousness and all the components of that which you are ready to become something greater, something more coordinated, something more connected with love, part of something that radiates love, expresses love, generates love, transmits love more than it did before. Everything has consciousness. Contemplate that moving out of habitual patterns can be a part of the process of engaging more completely, more robustly, more broadly with consciousness, our own consciousness and the consciousness of all other things. Millions of atoms will pass through the being that we are in this incarnation. Millions and millions and millions. They all gain something from the experience. And so they evolve, they grow by virtue of having been a part of something more complex, something with access to greater consciousness. And so we too benefit by being a part of something that is greater. Only we do it with more awareness, with more self-awareness. So we can be a part of the hierarchy of masters. We can engage with and acknowledge their presence and acknowledge that they are working towards the externalization of a plan that originates within the mind of God, the will of God, and that we can evolve if we so choose and expand our consciousness. And give a measure of that which we are to the externalization of the plan that we are intricately involved in. That we are either furthering or we are a point of stagnation or we are hindering. Every one of us is influencing the externalization of an inevitable plan, of the plan of God, and that we evolve by becoming aware of that and engaging with that. Embodying that part of the plan of the hierarchy that we came here to embody. So feel good that everything has consciousness, that our eternity, our eternal life has eternal progress, has an eternal promise of something more to experience, to become. This is a thing of great hope and motivation. So bring out of this meditation whatever measure of this that you can. Bring out of this meditation whatever it is that is of value to you in your long incarnational journey. We thank those beings of the love, the hierarchy, the angelic realm, the higher being. Thank you for your contribution now and moving forward. Father, Mother God, Creator of all things, thank you for this beautiful day and for all the life and the rain and the butterflies and the flowers and the fruit. Thank you for being able to share this meditation with those that care, those that are aligned in some way with that which we do, those that we can support and be supported by. We honour the divine in all. Thank you.